Hey everybody, Steve here in Palm Springs, and today is supposed to get up to over 90 degrees, so I decided to take my walk really early. The sun hasn't even come up yet. It's not even 6 a.m. And I've chosen this neighborhood to walk in because I want to answer a question that someone recently left in the comments section. Harper Valley PTA recently left a comment, and I don't know if Harper is a man or a woman, but their comment said, "I've been thinking about retiring in Palm Springs to get away from the cold of the Northeast and the winters. And because I want to be in an LGBT-friendly community, what would you consider one of the nicer areas for the over 55-plussers that's not too crazy expensive?" Harper left a couple of other comments as well, saying that they had just watched all of my videos. They'd gone back and watched every single video, I guess trying to get a good feel for the Palm Springs area and to see if it would maybe be a good fit for them overall as a community. So that was really cool. Thanks, Harper, for watching all of my past videos. Now, also, Jerry Wilson, DI4VO, said, "I would love to live in Palm Springs, California, but how hot does it get? And how much do the homes cost?" So I thought I would walk around this neighborhood and answer those questions as best I can. I'm not a real estate agent, so my first suggestion would be to contact a real estate agent if you're really serious. And so I'm just going to give you my personal experience, and you can take it for what it's worth as a gay retiree living here in Palm Springs. This neighborhood is called Racket Club West, and it's kind of breezy this morning, so hopefully my microphone won't pick up all the wind. So this is the neighborhood I'm going to walk in this morning, and I'm going to talk about this development. That's why I'm actually walking in this neighborhood. This is a condo development that I'm going to tell you about in a minute. It's called Palm Springs Villas. There's actually two phases on opposite sides of the street, Palm Springs Villas 1 and Palm Springs Villas 2. The street up here is called Palm Canyon Drive. This is the street that you come into Palm Springs on. If you are on the I-10 freeway, you get off on Highway 111, turns into Palm Canyon Drive. And if you've ever driven down here, I'm sure this will look familiar to you. Gas prices right now for regular are $4.89. Well, I guess that's cash. If you pay with a credit card, it's $4.99. So $5, the cheapest gas right here on Palm Canyon as soon as you come into Palm Springs. And these are the San Jacinto Mountains, the Tramway. I don't know if you can see the sort of green oasis area right there down at the bottom. That's the tram station, the bottom tram station, and then you take the tram all the way up to the top. And someone asked me a question about that, which I'm going to answer in a minute as well. All right, so when Jim and I moved here full-time back in, well, let's see, when was that? About 20 years ago. I just turned 50 years old. And so we weren't old enough to live in a 55-plus community. Otherwise, I definitely would have, because there was a 55-plus community that was being built called Four Seasons. And it's not far from here, just a mile or two from here. It's a very beautiful community, gated 55-plus community. But we just weren't old enough. So we purchased in a neighborhood that wasn't 55-plus. And, we love it. We're happy there. But if we'd been just a little bit older, we definitely would have moved into a 55-plus community, probably that one. Now, you can see the sign for the tramway there. And as I get closer, you'll recognize probably the visitor center here. And again, I hope the wind. I mean, it's pretty breezy, and I'm in the shade here, so it's kind of cold, even though it's 67 degrees. I got my t-shirt on. So we moved here about 20 years ago, but then we moved again, I think about 3 years later. I think it was around 2007. And that's when we moved into the home where we live now. That was about a year before the crash. So prices did go down. They went down quite a bit for a while. And then they started going back up. And they've been going up now for almost 15 years. Morning. And so prices have been going up and up and up and up. So I guess Harper's question about affordability, that's all relative. What might be affordable to me might not be affordable to you, or, vice versa. So I'll just kind of give you an idea of what prices are right now. Prices here were everything went down almost in half. So if something was $300,000 the year before, after the market crash, everything went down to like something that was 300 would then be like 150,000. So you could get a lot of really good deals back then, but prices have just gone up and up and up for the last 15 years since the crash. And now it's almost impossible to find, I guess I'm going to go across here. It's almost impossible to find a home here in the city of Palm Springs for under $500,000. Almost impossible. I just looked on Realtor.com and Zillow.com, real estate websites, online websites, and I think there were 2 or 3 homes here in the city of Palm Springs for under $500,000, but they were like on the outskirts and fixers and not maybe the most desirable neighborhoods. So pretty much almost nothing, no single family homes here in the city of Palm Springs for under $500,000. You might be able to find some in Desert Hot Springs or Indio or maybe Cathedral City, some of the other cities here. I think we have 9 or 10 cities here in the Palm Springs desert area. It's called the Coachella Valley. And Palm Springs is one of the more expensive cities. So consider that when you're thinking about moving here. And getting back to Harper's question, I think if you're looking for an LGBTQ friendly city, even though the entire desert area here is very LGBTQ plus friendly, just in my experience, Palm Springs, the city of Palm Springs, is probably the most gay friendly of all the cities. And and this is just my own experience anecdotally. I don't know if it's totally factual, but it seems to me that there are more gay people living, LGBTQ plus people living in the city of Palm Springs than in any of the other cities here in the desert, Palm Springs desert area. God, it's so windy. My hat is flying off. All right, I just wanted to come down here and show you where we are. I wanted to show you the Palm Springs entrance sign. So this is Highway 111. If you take this all the way around the bend there, you end up on the I-10 freeway that takes you to LA. So just to give you an idea of where this is located here. And as you're coming into town, this is the Palm Springs sign that you'll see. The sun isn't even up yet, so you can barely even see the sign. Oh, it is so windy. I wasn't expecting it to be this windy this morning. Driving here, it didn't really seem like it was that windy, but the wind has picked up. So this is the Palm Springs entrance sign. So if you're looking for a city with the most LGBTQ plus neighbors and friends, you're probably going to find that here in the city of Palm Springs more than some of the other cities. All right, so this is the development. This is Palm Springs Villas. This is on the left-hand side of San Rafael, and this is the gated section. So on this side of the street is the gated section. On the other side of the street is the non-gated. So I'm going to walk down there and show you. So it gives me an opportunity to get my exercise, walk this morning, get my exercise, and also just show you the complex. This is gated, so I won't be able to go into the complex, but I can show you the front. Can't really see much from here because it is still in the shade, but I'll go around the other way to show you, and then I'll tell you why I'm showing you this condo development. All right, so if you're looking for a single family home in the city of Palm Springs you're probably looking at $500,000 for a starter fixer home. I'm guessing probably $600,000-700,000 for something nice in a nice neighborhood in the city of Palm Springs. So I don't know if you consider that expensive or affordable or what. Depends on where you come from. If you're coming from LA or San Francisco, that might be a huge bargain. And Harper said they'd be coming from the Northeast, so both coasts are very, very expensive when it comes to housing prices. So, maybe that's affordable. I mentioned I did a video recently on this channel of the luxury LGBTQ plus community in downtown Palm Springs. Those were apartments, rentals, and they were, I think they were starting at, was it $4,000 a month? Very beautiful, really nice. But again, it's a luxury development, not an affordable home development. So again, those prices compared to Los Angeles or Hollywood, I don't know, maybe those are reasonable. It's hard for me to know. When we bought it, we've lived here now for 20 years, and our last house for about 16, 17 years. And when we purchased, the idea was for this to be our retirement home, our forever home, not planning to move ever again. And so we don't really look at the home prices, and we don't really go out looking for homes. So I don't know an awful lot about home prices other than just what I see online. And I've only done that because people have asked. Otherwise, I wouldn't even be looking, because I have no interest in selling or moving or buying something else. So it doesn't really matter to me what the prices are right now. So the LGBTQ plus development downtown is just an apartment, our apartment, so you can't buy. So if you want to buy and you want to keep it fairly reasonable, condos in Palm Springs you can still buy for under $500,000. And the reason I'm walking by this development here is because online right now, second week of May 2024, prices at Palm Springs Villas do seem to be the lowest priced condos in the city of Palm Springs. Maybe anywhere in the desert, but definitely here in the city of Palm Springs. I think I saw one other condo in a development down by the airport that I think we're in the same price range. So the lowest priced condo, well, it's interesting. Does that say Palm Springs Villas 2? Okay, so maybe this is Palm Springs Villas 2. I thought the other side was Palm Springs Villas 2. I guess that's somebody who wants to be in the video, as always. All right, so this is the Palm Springs Villas on the other side of the street, and this is the non-gated side. I know there's a sign over there somewhere. I'll walk over there next, because that I can walk around the development itself because it's not gated. So the lowest price condo in this development here, and I can't remember if it was on this side of the street or the other side of the street. This side of the street maybe a little bit more because it's gated, I'm not sure, but the lowest price condo was $169,000. Now, these are all the same size. These are all one bedroom, one bathroom condos, under 600 square feet. They're very nice, and multiple pools in the community. It's a really beautiful, nice community, and what I think is especially nice is that downtown Palm Springs is just about 3-4 miles from here. So you can walk or ride your bicycle, and downtown Palm Springs, if you go right there to Highway 111, Palm Canyon Drive, and just take it that direction for about 3-4 miles, you'll be in downtown Palm Springs. So it's a great location. 169,000, 170. There are about 3, I think, on the market. This is the gated side. Let me get up a little bit closer here and show you. There's not a guard at the gate, but there is a gate. And these are just really nice. They're really cute condos. Lots of grass if you like grass. Lots of pools. I forget how many, if they're like 4, 5, 6 pools in this community. It's really nice. Great location. Really nice development. I've always liked this community here. These were built back in the, I think, 1980s. They originally sold, I think, when they were first being offered for sale, when they first opened, I think around 30,000, 35,000, and now they're at about 170,000. I mean, those are the most affordable ones. They go up depending on how nice they are, how much they've been fixed up. They have little tiny patios, or balconies. So not a lot of outdoor space, but still really nice. All right, let's see. Can I cross the street here? Yeah, I think so. Nobody around. The wind has died down a little bit here, which is good. All right, so I'll walk on this side, and they look exactly the same on this side. So I'll just walk around the neighborhood, the complex here. I don't know if I'll be able to see any of the pools, show you any of the pools, but let's see. Let me go over here. I think there's a tennis court. So if you're looking for an affordable retirement condo here in the city of Palm Springs, this is the most affordable that I'm aware of. I mean, there could be others, but according to the real estate sites, this is the affordable. Now, you might want to come here and just rent. You might find something more affordable if you're just renting. Or maybe 500,000 or 600,000 is affordable for you. Now, most of them don't have their own washer and dryer, so they have this laundry, community laundry here room. Very resort-like condo development that I think is really beautiful, really nice. Oh, now I forgot to mention HOAs. So these have HOA fees. I don't know what the HOA fees, I didn't see them listed online. So, 10, 15 years ago, I think HOAs were around $325, $350 a month. I have no idea what they might be now. They could be $500, $600 a month for HOA fees. So you definitely need to factor that in as well. But there are lots of pools throughout this community like this, and it's always fun when you see people out here swimming in the swimming pools in January. Quite often you look up to the mountains, and the mountains are covered in snow, and people are laying by the pool getting a suntan in the middle of January. All right, so let me walk back up here. But you can see this is really nice. I mean, it's really kept up well. And that might be why the HOAs could be expensive, because it's expensive to maintain all these pools and water all the grass and maintain all the exteriors of these condos. But if that's what if you don't mind a smaller 1-bedroom, 1-bath condo, if there's just 1 or 2 of you, this could be a nice option. And it's really large. I mean, I don't know how many condos there are here, but there are a lot. I would say 500, maybe 1,000 condos in this development on both sides. I mean, combined, both sides combined. Is there another pool up here? All right, so this is the side that faces the busy street. So some people don't mind busy streets, other people do. I thought that was a bird at first, but I guess that's somebody's car. Okay, so here's another pool. And then right on the other side of that wall, that's the Highway 111 or Palm Canyon. All right, so I'll turn this off for right now until the alarm goes off. Okay, just went off. I have a feeling probably somebody who lives here probably saw me walking by and they turned it on to scare me or to be a part of the video. As I mentioned before, wherever I film, people are always around making noise, and there are always people that don't want you to be filming. So yeah, that would, I guess, be a little bit of a deterrent, right? So the other thing I would suggest, if you're looking for a gay-friendly or LGBTQ plus friendly development or neighborhood here in Palm Springs, go online. I know years ago there was a website, I'm assuming it's still there, I haven't looked, but there was a website called Gay Real Estate Agent. I think it was called gayrealestateagent.com. Just Google it and see. And you can find a gay real estate agent. Now, here in Palm Springs, there are so many gay people. It's so gay friendly, and there's so many gay real estate agents. I would say your chances of just calling a real estate company or calling, if you're looking online, finding a real estate agent are really, really high without even trying. You know, I don't want to say most real estate agents here are gay, but there's a huge percentage of real estate agents here who are gay. So if you can just take your chances and you'll probably end up with a gay real estate agent, or you can be proactive about it. You can even ask when you go into a real estate company or call a real estate company, you can ask for one of their gay agents. You know, most of the gay real estate agents are out of the closet. They're out and open about it, and some even promote it because they like to work with gay clientele. Or you can go online and find that gayrealestateagent.com directory, and then they'll list all the gay real estate agents who have signed up for that website, which is kind of neat. And so that way, if you are really looking, you know, you want to be in a gay friendly neighborhood, they're going to know. I mean, all agents will probably know anyway, but if you feel more comfortable working with a gay real estate agent, that's a nice way to find one. Now, we only have, as far as I know, we only have the two 55 plus communities, the Four Seasons that I mentioned, which is just down the street this way, just about a mile or so, and then you make a left and go down them just a few blocks. So it's real close to this location here. So we have the 55 plus Four Seasons single family home community, and then we have the 55 plus living out apartments in downtown Palm Springs. Other than that, I don't know of any other 55 plus communities here in the city of Palm Springs. If you happen to know of any that I'm not aware of, share it in the comments, and I'm sure that would be helpful to other people who are also looking for 55 plus developments here in the city of Palm Springs. Now, another comment was left by John Petticord, and he asked if Jim and I have ever ridden on the Palm Springs Tramway. And the answer is yes, absolutely. We have ridden on the tramway many times. My grandparents lived here in 1960, I'm pretty sure it was 1963 when the tramway first opened. And my grandparents were living here, and as I mentioned on my last video, I practically grew up here in Palm Springs. So yeah, we rode the tramway right after they first opened. I think maybe the first week that they opened back in 1963. So that was the first time I rode the tramway with my grandparents and my brothers. And over the years, we've ridden up on the tramway many times with pretty much everyone who comes to town, friends, family. It's always a fun thing to do. Gone out for dinner or lunch. They have they have a cafe and then a cafeteria at two different restaurants up at the top there. We didn't get much snow this year. Some years we get snow almost all the way down. I think in 1965 we got snow all the way down here to Palm Canyon, but that's extremely rare. Usually, you know, we've got the desert here at the bottom, and we've got the winter snow at the top, which is kind of fun. All right, so it's a little sunnier now. You can see a little bit more of the development here, Palm Springs Villas. So to get my exercise today, I'm going to walk in this neighborhood. I don't know if there's anybody famous living here, if there are any celebrities that have lived here, but I know there's some nice homes here. Actually, I don't know how far I'm going to walk or what I'm going to see, but if I see anything interesting, I'll share it with you. And I think what I'll do is while I'm walking, I'll answer some more questions. The other day when I was walking in the cemetery, I actually filmed. I walked for 2 hours and I filmed, and I had to edit it down to 1 hour, to a 1 hour video. I don't want to make these videos 2 hours long. I'm not sure many of you even want to watch 1 hour long videos, but now that I've discovered I can just hook my microphone onto my cell phone and it picks up really well. So hopefully you can hear me a lot better with this microphone now. And I've discovered I really enjoy just since I walk every day anyway, why not just film and talk about it? All right, so behind these condos is this neighborhood here, but none of these are for sale for under $500,000. So everything you're going to see on this walk today, they must start at least at $600,000 or $700,000. I doubt if any of these are $1 million homes, but who knows? I don't think this neighborhood is known for being, one of the more high-end neighborhoods. Some of them I know for sure, I've shared with you in past walks, they pretty much all started around $1 million, even the dumpy fixers. But this neighborhood here, I'm guessing probably $600,000-$700,000 is probably where most of these would start. I could be wrong, but it's still in the windy part of town. Usually the higher end homes are in the less windy areas. Now this looks like probably a spec home, a modern home. This is really nice, isn't it? I mean, this could be $800,000, maybe more. And I wonder if the pool is in the front yard or in the back. I mean, pretty much every house here has a pool. Not every house, but almost every house. Okay, it looks like there's more room back there, so I'm sure the pool would be in the back. That's very nice. Yeah, that could be $850,000, $900,000. I doubt if it's over $1 million, but look at those spectacular views that they have from the front and backyard. Look at that front door. That's pretty fun. I'm really happy that the wind just completely died down. I mean, there's not a breeze right now. When I was on the highway there, Highway 111, it was like so windy, I don't even know if what I was saying is going to be able to be picked up by the microphone without all the wind noise, so I may have to cut all that out. I'll see, I guess, when I get back and start editing this. I wanted to mention something while I'm walking. This isn't a question exactly, but in a recent video, I was with my grandson, Mason, shared that video. He was moving back to Newport Beach from here in the desert, and a number of you left comments saying, well, what happened to your other grandson, Brandon? So I'm so impressed that you guys have such good memories that you would remember my grandson Brandon from maybe a year or two ago, because he hasn't really been in a lot of videos. Well, it kind of made me laugh, but then I realized, okay, I should have explained when I was talking about Mason that actually I only have one grandson, and his birth name was Brandon Mason. His middle name was Mason. But apparently he never liked his first name, Brandon, which I think is a great name. I love that name. But he never liked it, and so he finally just decided to go by Mason, which is his middle name. He likes that better. So he changed his name and asked everyone to start calling him Mason instead of Brandon. And it got me thinking about people who change their names. I have two good friends. We've been friends for probably 40 years now. And when I first met them, my friend, his name was Steve. And since my name is Steve, I mean, most of my friends over the years have been named Steve. It's weird. There's a lot of Steves out there, I guess in my generation especially. And I didn't know that he didn't like his name. And probably 20 years after we knew each other, he changed his name to Flavio. And so his partner, his husband, when they met, his name was Richard. So it was Steve and Richard. So I knew them as Steve and Richard for 20 years. And then one day they tell me, oh, we changed our names to Flavio and Sterling. Now, Flavio and Sterling, those are much more interesting names than Steve and Richard. So I'm going to turn the camera around. There's a really interesting house here. A very modern house. And I guess it's for sale too. There's a for sale sign. Look at this. Wow, look at that door. That is really, really cool. So I'm not sure we have any celebrities living in this neighborhood, or celebrity with celebrity plaques, but we got some pretty cool architecture. Isn't that neat? I know there is another really interesting house here. In fact, that might have been the one. Maybe they just completely changed the design. It used to have a big dome. We'll see. Maybe I'll If there's another one with a dome, I'll find it. Or if the dome house is nearby, maybe I'll find that one. But anyway, so Steve and Richard became Flavio and Sterling, and which are great names. And I think they just represent who they are. They better than the names they were born with. All right, so let me just go across the street here. I think I'm just going to stay up on this section. There's another section down here that goes down by the racket club, the old historic racket club, but I'll walk on that neighborhood, in another video. That's a whole other neighborhood by itself. So for now, right now, I think I'll just stay up here in this section for my walk. I think I could still get a couple mile walk up here, 2, 3, 4 mile, 5 mile walk. So I'm curious, have any of you changed your name from your birth name? So yeah, I'm okay with Steve. So I never felt a need to change my name. So I'm curious, have any of you changed your name? And if so, from what to what? That would be fun to know. All right, so let me go up this next street. Okay, I see a dome. So this must be the street with the dome house. Now, I don't know. This is not the dome house that I was thinking of. I think this is a different dome house, or maybe there's now a gate around it and a fence. I have walked this neighborhood before, but many, many, many years ago. So I don't know what that dome is for. It's not the one I was thinking of, though. Now this is interesting how it says wildlife restoration area. I wonder what that means. Maybe they're just making it very rustic, so wildlife will feel at home here. I don't know. It's nice looking though. Alright, so yeah, just another house with a big hedge around it. Area, what does this say? Area behind sign is reserved for wildlife. No trespassing. Huh. Okay. Yeah, they just want to keep it very natural, I guess. I like that. Okay, another really nice door. Some nice doors in this neighborhood. Always a lot of dogs in the neighborhood when you're walking. Hello. Okay, I guess I just wanted to say hi. All right, here's another one, sort of in the adobe style, which you don't see a lot of here in Palm Springs. More in Santa Fe or New Mexico, Arizona. This one's being renovated. Wow, almost just gutted down to the studs. This is kind of cute. Looks like someone made their own dinosaur art for the front yard. That's pretty cute, isn't it? So another comment was left by C.S. Roethlisberger. CS is another subscriber who's left lots of comments, fun comments over the years. Hi CS, thanks for the comments. So CS asked, do I ever ride bicycles around the neighborhoods? And I don't. I don't know if you saw my video a month or two ago when I rode a bicycle for the first time in decades here in Palm Springs. I rode with my son-in-law Bobby. We rode in the what was it called? The Tour de Palm Springs. It's a fundraiser to raise money for charity, and that was really fun. I mean, that was something I'd like to do at least once a year, at least in the Tour de Palm Springs every year. That would be really fun. Boy, did I get winded. I couldn't believe. I mean, it's a different set of muscles that you use for walking. So, but no, I just mostly walk in the neighborhoods. I don't ride bicycles. I just think it's too dangerous. In fact, I was just looking this morning before I came, I was looking at I guess it was the Desert Sun online, and they were saying a bicyclist was just killed here in Palm Springs just yesterday, riding a bicycle. But it was funny because they said the bicyclist was riding the bicycle at night. So, I mean, it's so treacherous and difficult and dangerous during the day. Can't even imagine why you would even attempt to ride your bicycle at night. So, very sad, very sad. This is another new modern style Almost seems like it's behind the other one I saw on the other side of the street. So CS also asked if I ever see, or if we ever see, tarantulas and snakes in the desert. And surprisingly, no, I've never seen a tarantula here in Palm Springs, and I don't think I've even ever seen a snake, a live snake. Our first house here, we had our pool, and I used to clean the pool myself. And I used to see snakes in the pool all the time. They would slither into the pool and then drown. I don't know why. Maybe they were thirsty, or maybe they were being chased by birds. I don't know how they ended up in the pool, but quite a few snakes. No big ones, no rattlesnakes or anything, but just smaller snakes. And so I was always fishing dead snakes out of our pool, but I've never seen a tarantula. Now, my mom used to have a tarantula or tarantulas living in her yard. So, and she actually liked them, which really seemed weird to me. I was very surprised, but she sort of like thought of them as pets, and she had these gigantic tarantulas. Apparently they weren't dangerous, and they weren't the kind that would bite or kill you, I guess. And so they kind of lived in a hole or something, and they would come out and roam around the yard. And I do remember one night I was sleeping in her RV, and there was a big tarantula on the ceiling right above the bed, right above me in the bed. Man, I freaked out. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I'm not really, that afraid of spiders or anything. I mean, I don't like them. And definitely I don't want to be around any black widow spiders. Now, my grandparents' neighborhood where I walked, I think on New Year's Day, I took my walk up there. That's up on the side of the hill right there. That's their neighborhood where I walked, and it's definitely a lot more rustic than this neighborhood. And my grandfather did kill a couple of snakes on the patio, rattlesnakes, and he just had a shovel and he would just chop their heads off. He wasn't very afraid of snakes or anything. He just took the shovel and chopped their heads off. Now, when I was growing up back in the 60s down here, oleanders like this were just everywhere. White oleanders, I just love them. That's probably why I like white flowers, because of all the oleanders that were down here. But I think because oleanders are supposed to be poisonous to dogs, morning, that hello there, evolve with us. This kind of looks like an apartment building. Oleanders are poisonous for dogs, so I think that's why a lot of them have been removed, and you don't see them here in the desert very much. People definitely love their dogs here, and they don't want dogs being poisoned by eating all the oleanders. And also, the oleanders, they have really, really invasive roots and can really destroy properties. So I think probably a combination of both those things. Now, this is interesting. This is a modern home, but it's got a pink gate around it, or a pink fence around it, like from back in the 50s. So kind of merging the mid-century modern with the modern. That's pretty cool. It's kind of dark. I don't know if you can see the pink, how pink that is. I think I started to ask you earlier and I got distracted, as I do, if you prefer the longer videos, like maybe this one will be, or if you prefer shorter videos. I know quite a few people have left comments saying they wish I did longer videos. Now, this was when I was mostly doing shorter videos. Most of my videos in the past have probably been 10, 15 minutes. I mean, 15 minutes I considered a long video. But lately I've been doing half-hour videos and even a couple of hour-long videos. I'm not going to go over an hour, I don't think. I mean, let me know. I mean, would you watch an hour and a half, 2-hour video of me just walking around the cemetery or neighborhoods like this? I did, like I say, I was walking a couple days ago at Desert Memorial Park Cemetery, and I ended up walking around filming. Oh, I got to show you this. And I didn't even realize how long I'd been walking. Okay, princess parking only. I love that. I got to get a picture of that. Okay, so what was I saying? See, there's so many fun things to distract me on my walks. I guess I was just talking about how long. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that video. It turned out to be 2 hours long. I edited it down to 1 hour because I just feel like 1 hour already is just such a long video. I can't imagine people would sit and watch a 1 hour video of me just walking around talking and answering questions and talking about things. But let me know if I'm wrong. Maybe if enough of you like the longer videos, maybe I'll start doing more of the hour-long videos. Like today, probably because I'm walking, slowly talking, sightseeing, it'll probably be an hour and a half, 2 hour video, and then I'll have to edit it down to an hour. But if you'd rather see the entire 2 hours or hour and a half, let me know. I mean, I could try to keep these all at about a half hour. That seems to be a pretty reasonable time, but when I take these long walks, they take a long time. So if I'm walking around for 2 hours, trying to edit it down to a half hour takes a lot of work. And part of what I'm trying to do now with my channel is just do videos that are easier to make, easier to edit, just more fun, more enjoyable. That's one reason I'm not doing as many cemetery visits anymore, because they're a lot of work. They're a ton of editing, ton of research. It's more like a job than just going out and taking a walk and talking about things. So once I discovered, I think it was Steven Pereira, his channel, and his basically just walking around talking about stuff, and usually for a half hour to an hour. And I realized how much I really liked his channel. I thought, well, in fact, I really like him more than any of the other channels that I'm watching right now. And I thought, well, since I like his channel so much, I like that style, why don't I just do that? And then I could do videos that I actually like doing, that are easy, simple, fun, and yeah, just much easier to make, and very little editing. Unless, like I say, if it's a 2 hour video, surprisingly, there's a lot of work to edit it down to 1 hour. And because I'm not just like chopping off the end, although maybe I could just do that. So let me know what you think as far as the length of these videos. I'm guessing your comments are probably going to be all over. Some of you are going to say, no, stick with 5-minute videos, 10-minute videos, and others will say, yeah, absolutely, do 2-3 hour videos. I mean, I don't know. You don't know until you ask. So I'm asking. Let me know what you prefer. This is a really pretty modern home. Looks pretty new. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if this was selling for over $1 million. I mean, it looks very simple, but it's modern. And look at the garage. Looks like there's probably over the garage, maybe a guest house. And in that center area is probably where the pool is. And I don't know how their views are, though. They might be blocked off. Or, wait a second. Okay, so this is a different one here. So, no, these are smaller. Maybe these are attached condos. Not sure. I'm sure they have little pools. Yeah, so these are all together here. So it looks like there's 4 of them. I don't know if these are townhomes, condos. Really pretty, though. So probably not $1 million, but probably 700,000-800,000, I'm guessing. All right, we're still in the Racket Club West neighborhood, Los Felices. All right, I'm going to keep heading this direction. I look a little Roadrunner. Do you see a lot of these around? They're usually pretty fast, though. They don't hang around for long. And it's still pretty cool. I bet it's probably 75 degrees by now, but not bad. I've got my big hat on. So let's see if there's anything interesting on this street. Another more modern home. Now look at this interesting front door. Isn't that cool? Is that etched glass? I don't know what that is, but it looks very cool. Now this looks to me, I guess it could be a house, but it looks more like an apartment building or a duplex or something, or maybe a condos. So what is the Alano Club of the Desert? I don't know what that is. There's a big parking lot here. This guy's got a leaf blower, but at least it's a quiet electric one. Morning. Another question was left by Super Woody Boy. So thank you, Super Woody Boy, for your question. He said, I didn't know you were gay. Are you guys a couple? Yeah, we're definitely gay. Some would say too gay. Although, I mean, because I do most of my videos, I try to make, there's usually some gay connection in almost all of my videos. But on the other hand, I think some people would say we're definitely not gay enough. We're definitely not your typical gay couple. We don't like to go out to fancy restaurants. I have mentioned Jim loves watching all the cooking shows, so he does still, and I've gotten into it now because of him. We do watch all the cooking shows, but we never eat any of that food. We don't drink wine. He doesn't drink at all. We don't drink wine. Oh wait, let me show you this. This is a really, really pretty development. It's called the Racket Club Cottage West, and these are mid-century modern condos. Single story, really beautiful. I don't know if you can see the map there. A little far away, but that's the development. It's not a huge development. Built back, I think 60s, could be 50s, but I think it was the 60s, 1960s. In fact, well, I think I just saw a plaque over here. And I knew someone who almost bought a condo here, but he ended up buying in South Palm Springs instead because of the wind in this neighborhood. So it says Racket Club Cottage West Historic District, completed in 1960. Okay. Mid-century modern. William F. Cody, one of the most popular or famous architects here in the desert, and Paul Truesdell. I think Paul Truesdell was also the architect who did the Truesdell Estates up in Beverly Hills. And Phil Shipley, Dudley Truget. I'm not sure, those names aren't as familiar. So let me read this for those of you who are interested. It says, constructed as an expansion of the famous Palm Springs Racket Club, which is right next door, the 54 original cottages that comprise this 3.2-acre historic district were originally marketed to provide maintenance-free hotel apartments to people who wish to make Palm Springs their winter home. Cody designed delicate concrete block screen walls for privacy and flexible units that could be combined or rented separately. The lush landscape with its meandering water feature provides an oasis-like environment for its residents. So this is designated Historic District number 3, City of Palm Springs, November 20th, 2013. Yeah, so this is really cool. I'm sure it wasn't gated back when it was built. And there's a mid-century modern home across the street. I don't know what that is across the street. And I don't know if we can see, I don't think we can see any more. It's just got the block wall around it, so I don't think it goes all the way down to the end, and I don't think we can even see the Racket Club from the end, but let's go and see. I can't remember. All right, so Airstream, Your Life, you're on Indian land. That's interesting. I wonder why they say that. Well, maybe a Native American person lives here. This old Spanish style home, really beautiful. Okay, so all right, Die Yuppie Scum, which is kind of funny because this is a very expensive vintage Porsche. Kind of funny. Now, what is that? That's interesting. An old fire engine. There's an office there, so is that a build? I guess it must be just 8 Mile San Gorgonio. I don't know what that is, but it's interesting. Alright, this is the Racket Club condos over here. Alright, so this must be an apartment building. Maybe that's why the office. Condos or something. The birds are enjoying the morning. Another Spanish style home. And these are the back of the condos. I don't know if we can see much. Not really, but we can hear the trimmers, the bush trimmers. All right, so does this, yeah, this comes out here. There's another really nice development here on the corner that I want to show you. We almost bought one of these when we first moved here. The purple jacaranda are really pretty here in Palm Springs. Unfortunately, they are very messy. They get all over the streets and the sidewalks, and you step in them, and there's just purple dye everywhere, and they're all sticky, but they're very pretty. This wall here and this hedge here, this is the back of another racket club condo development, gated. It's not as old as the other one. I think these were built maybe in the 70s or 80s. And I can't really remember if they're modern, mid-century modern or not. I honestly don't remember. Now, these were built back about 20 years ago when we first moved down here, when our house was being built. And we really debated about moving here, but because we were really looking for our forever home, our retirement home, we definitely plan ahead. Jim and I were probably too cautious about things, but one of our criteria was that it had to have either had to be a single story, or at least, if it was a two-story, it at least had to have a bedroom downstairs. And unfortunately, this didn't have that. These are 2 stories, and the bedrooms are upstairs, if I remember right. And they were also really expensive at the time. This was 20 years ago. They were $550,000 or $575,000, if I remember right. They were expensive. I mean, we really debated, because I love this modern style. And they all have their own pools, but they're detached homes. They're townhomes. They're actually homes. They're detached, but they're like really close to each other, and you would think they're condos or townhomes, but they're not. Very beautiful. The pools, though, are very small. The yards are very tiny. It's more like they call them a spool. It's a combination between a pool and a spa, like a jacuzzi. So they're very tiny. All right, so this is Racket Club Road. This is the edge of this neighborhood here, the Racket Club West neighborhood. And so this is 43 at Racket Club. All right, so I'm going to walk back and I'll show you those other newer ones that just went up, that just were finished a couple years ago. Now the people are living here full time to live in these mid-century modern homes. That a lot of them, they have these flat roofs with there's no attic, there's no insulation, there's nothing. It's just the roof and then the inside of the house, and you got 120-degree temperatures. That can be an issue. So the air conditioning bills can be a lot more expensive, and just a lot of issues that Jim just didn't want to deal with. And I agreed. I didn't want to spend $500,000 for a house, and that's a nice archway there. So you got these old Spanish style house right across the street from these beautiful modern homes. That's one thing I love about Palm Springs. We just have so much variety in homes. Aren't these cool? Or I don't know, what do you think? Maybe not. Maybe some people would think they're very sterile and not nice at all, but I love the modern style, whether it's new modern or mid-century modern. So when we bought a new home, but it was just a regular normal new home. You've seen the backyard. You've seen it's just it's a new home development. Great insulation. Our utility bills are very low because of it. And in the summer, we keep our AC turned at 80 degrees in the summer, and it's freezing. It just absolutely, because we just wear shorts and tank tops, so we don't wear much around the house. And if it's 80 degrees, it is so cold in there. Sometimes we have to even turn it up a little bit, 81 or 82, to kind of warm it up a little bit because it's so cold. And that's one thing that maybe some of you can explain to me. Why is it that in the winter, when it's really cold outside, we turn our heater up to 80 degrees to warm the house up, and it's so hot we're just baking. We can hardly stand it. We're sweating, and it's 80 degrees. It's really hot. So we actually keep our heater at 70 degrees usually in the winter, and then it's just warm enough, just so it takes the chill off. But in the summer we keep our AC at 80 degrees and it's freezing. So how is that possible? I don't get that. I mean, maybe some of you are scientists and you know what causes that. I just thought of something else I wanted to mention to all of you. It's not really a question. Well, actually, I do get a lot of comments and questions. People, like I mentioned earlier in the video, a lot of people who watch this channel watch it because they're coming to Palm Springs. Either they're thinking about retiring here, or moving here, or just coming here for a vacation. And I would say at least once a week, maybe more, I receive messages, comments, or on my Instagram account, private messages, asking me if they can take me out to lunch or breakfast or coffee and just get together and meet. And that's awesome. It's so nice that people would offer that. People are so nice. Usually I say no because, well, two things. One is that now that I'm retired, I just don't want to make plans to do anything. I just want to be able to get up in the morning, and if I feel like going for a walk in this neighborhood or some other neighborhood, I just go do it. Or if I want to not do anything, I just want to hang out in the yard by the pool or watch TV or whatever. Now that I'm retired, I think the biggest benefit for me of being retired is I no longer have to make plans with anybody about anything, to do anything. And when you're trying to connect with people and then they don't show up or they're late, and it can be a real hassle. And a lot of people are coming in the future. They'll leave a message saying, I'm going to be there in a month on this day, can we meet? And then, going back and forth trying to figure out where we're going to meet, at what time, and we're going to eat something or we're not going to eat something. And it's just it's really stressful and difficult. And even though it's really, really nice of people to offer, to meet with me, to take me for coffee or lunch or dinner. Well, the other thing is, most of you, I think, I don't like going out to dinner or lunch. We rarely ever go out to eat, and I really don't even enjoy that, so it's not something I enjoy. A few people have suggested walking, and I do enjoy that, so that would be fun. That would be nice, but again, trying to coordinate schedules, and then it just gets to be a lot, and I just don't want to do that now that I'm retired. So I'm always happy to meet with people. I always say, if you happen to be in town and if you see me walking around filming or whatever, absolutely positively, please come and say hi, be in a video with me. If you like to walk and I'm just doing a walk, come on the walk with me. That would be awesome. I would love that. Because then it's spontaneous. We don't have to make plans. We don't have to coordinate. We don't have to try to be at a certain place at a certain time. That's like my doctor's appointments. I do still have to go to doctor's appointments. And that's what I hate about doctor's appointments is, you have certain things you have to do at certain days at certain times. And now that I'm retired, that's one of the biggest perks and benefits, is that I don't have to make any plans with anybody to do anything anymore. That may sound silly, but for me, that's probably the biggest perk of being retired, is not having to make plans other than doctor appointments. I guess the other thing is even though I'm guessing most everybody on this channel who watches this channel is probably a nice, decent person, you just never know. I mean, when I first started doing YouTube, if someone said, people on YouTube would want to meet you in person, I would say that's never going to happen. I'm never going to want to meet somebody. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that who knows what they might want to do or why they would want to get together. And so I've just learned over the years, I used to be very, very trusting. It wouldn't even occur to me to think about things like that when I was younger. But as I've gotten older, and I had a friend who was really, really paranoid of everything, and she kind of taught me the benefits of being paranoid and cautious about, just talking to anybody, talking to strangers, or getting together with strangers, or trusting people. So the older I get, the less trusting I am. I hate to say that, but it is true. Are you guys the same way? Maybe, older and wiser, you just realize. All right, so welcome to Palm Springs. So I hope this video was helpful, at least the beginning part where I was talking about real estate prices and retiring here, affordable retirement, if you can call it affordable. So let me know if it was helpful. And as always, thanks for joining me today, and I'll see y'all next time.